Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode right here on Revv Evolution's motion segment. And today we have a brand which is joining the foray in Singapore's very huge EV market. It's the Neo Firefly. And for those of you who are not familiar with the brand, well, it's really big in China with a range of SUVs and even the very famous hyper sports car. And how does it stand up here in Singapore's EV market? Well, we're here to find out.
Right, folks, let's now dive into the interior of the Neo Firefly. And for those of you who just joined us, don't forget to smash and like that subscribe button for more great stuff right here on Revv Evolution. Right now, let's get into it. All right, so the first thing that you will notice the minute you get into the Firefly is the fact that they've really done a great job in terms of workmanship and the quality of material they used in the car. Things like your Alcantara leather on the dash, okay, and in the whole space and feet of the car. And of course, the shape of the interior of the car, if you notice when you get in, is they have this little tubular design, tubular shape or design basically inside the car. And what that does for you as the passenger or in drive is the fact that you can see a lot more added space on the sides, because it kind of, with how like how you're buffed up is at home, right? It's kind of, you can see that kind of rounded shape. Well, it's the same thing they've done inside the Firefly as well. All right, so let's talk about seats now. And in terms of the quality of the seats itself, really comfortable seats, vegan leather seats to be exact, which gives you, for the driver, 5-way adjustment controls, and for the passenger beside me, 4-way adjustment controls. And the other thing which I love about it is the fact that it is ventilated, and especially here in Singapore where it's really humid, and I'm a guy who really sweats quite a lot, so I really love the fact that I can actually cool my back with the ventilated seat control. In terms of displays in the car itself, we have a center console with a 13.2-inch high-res central display, which really gives up some great graphics, especially for me when I'm running my maps, like things like Waze and so on. So I really love the crispiness I see in the displays itself. But one thing that I'm really disappointed for the fact of the money that I'm paying here, especially in Singapore, for the driver's display, we have this 6-inch digital cluster, if you want to call it that, because it's kind of tiny to me, and and I because I guess I've been spoiled with the number of EVs I've driven, which all of them came with this really huge driver display. So I guess, like you said, for me, but it might work for you, I don't know, but for me, I'm kind of disappointed for the fact that I'm paying for the amount of money I'm paying for this car, and I'm getting this display. So it is what it is in the car. It might work for you, it might not work for you, but what they've done, I guess, in this whole setup for the Neo is they're going for the minimalistic look, and that really works in the car, and I feel that it really adds to give that car more, the whole spacious feeling in the car by not, cluttering you with too much of things. And I guess, this might work in the Neo. And one thing I personally love about the Firefly is this really cool steering wheel. Kind of reminds me of my PlayStation at home. In terms of functionality, another downside as well, really limited in the sense that things like volume controls, and it allows you to actually go through some of the functions, some of the displays or functions in the car. But like I said, I feel it's a bit too small for me to paying attention on the road and kind of messing around with it. So that's to me, that's kind of a downside of the car. It also comes with ambient lighting in the car. You can mess around with it. 256 colors kind of bring life to the interior of the car itself. But and the one thing that they've added in the car, which me being a sound guy, I love music, so they've added a 14-speaker system, a Dolby Atmos 7.1, really fantastic sound, especially with the shape of the car. Gives you some really great vibes while you're driving. It has a panoramic not even a sunroof, but I call it a moonroof, because you can actually close it so it's virtually open. But of course, you're being protected from the harmful UV rays. They've added that whole UV protection into the roof itself. Right. Other than that, folks, lots of other storage spaces as well that will be covered in the other part of the video. And I guess that kind of wraps up the interior right here on the Firefly. And now let's move on to the rest of the
Now let's talk about the main storage space, which is the rear boot. And unfortunately, folks, no electric tailgates here. And to open up the boot, all you need to do is press the button right here, hidden in the wiper, to pop up the hood, revealing 404 liters of boot space, which allows you to put stuff like your shopping and groceries and stuff like that. And if you push the seats all the way down, you get a total of 1,253 liters.
Video where we called it the in-car review, where we give you a little more information about the specs and everything else, including how the car handles. Are you ready? Let's go. Right, folks, if you just joined us, this is the section of the video where we kind of talk more about the car. And if you just joined us, this is the video review of the Neo Firefly. Okay, so without delaying anymore, let's dive right into it. First of all, let's talk about pricing and how much it's going to cost for you to drive the car here in Singapore. Well, it's priced right now. There's also a disclaimer at the bottom of the screen letting you know the price as well. $174,999. And this car sits under the Cat A category of Singapore's COE system. Okay, and for that you can kind of Google and find out more about that. Okay, and with the car itself, you get a $22,500 rebate, and the price I just quoted you basically is including the rebates. Okay, all that noise you hear in the background is basically some of the safety features in the car. All right, and with the annual road tax of $1,531, and the car comes in 5 really cool looking colors, I must say. Okay, and that being said, now let's jump into the safety features, all right, of the car. So I think this is really important for any car that you buy. First of all, this car comes with a single electric motor. Okay, this once again is an EV, right? That's right, single electric motor. It runs on a rear wheel drive, which is one of my favorites basically, and also when it comes to power wise, and I think everybody seems to be so kind of so particular about how much power. Well, really, honestly, folks, when driving EV, I really think it's not so much about the power of the car. But anyway, here you go. For the power of the car, it gives you 105 kilowatts, which is equivalent to about 141 horses. And in terms of torque, you get about 205 Newton meters of torque. Top speed, once again, I'm not really, I don't really care about top speed, but this one does about 150 kilometers per hour. And you're thinking, what, and slower? Well, it's not about the speed, folks. Come on, it's about the drive. Okay, and in 0 to 100 it does it in 8.1 seconds, which is, I think, hey, once again, really, like I said, it's not about the speed, but yeah, it is what it is. Okay, now this being an EV, and I think this is really the most important part, or the most important section of the video, where we talk about battery range and stuff like that, which is really important, especially when it comes to an EV. The Firefly comes with a 42 kilowatt per hour lithium iron phosphate battery. Okay, and as you know, when it comes to EVs, there's just so many different kinds of battery types and models, when it comes to EVs. Okay, and in terms of when it comes to charging, like I said, it's a really important aspect of an EV car. When it comes to charging, we're talking about slow charging or AC charging, and I'm kind of impressed with this one. It does it in from 10 to 80 in about 4.5 hours, which I think is pretty fast for an EV by any standards. And if you're talking about fast charging, or what I like to call DC charging, it does it in about 30 minutes, and that I think is kind of like the usual timing for if you do a charge. I just did one recently on a 120 kilowatt charger, and I got a car up to about 80% within less than half an hour. So kind of impressive numbers as well. In terms of driving range, which is, yes, something on everybody's mind, how far can you go on a single charge? Well, this one does about 320 kilometers on a single charge. Not an impressive number, I must admit, when it comes to the other EVs I've tested, but it's like I said, it's all about the driving styles that you have, whether it's you're kind of heavy footed at the pedal. So 320 kilometers, really not a truly impressive number on this car, but as I said, it is what it is, and you basically have a choice on the different cars in the market as well. Okay, safety features, there's a ton, not really a ton, but quite a number of safety features in the car. I'm just gonna kind of touch base on a few, just to let you know some of the stuff that they have. The rest will be kind of displayed on the screen. Things like their adaptive cruise control, smart pilot, which I'll be showing you in just a bit on how effective smart pilot is, because I've tested smart pilot or autopilot in a number of EVs. Some of them really just failed the whole exercise, but I'm kind of impressed with this one. So it has your usual things like your lane centering, lane departure warning, which is kind of normal, and your blind spot mirrors and so on and so forth. All right, so right, I basically kind of touched about pricing and features and everything about the car. So now let's talk about things that I like and I dislike about the Neo Firefly. Okay, so we try to be as fair as possible right here on Revv, and all the all the kind of information I give, all the comments I give about the car is once again on my own. All right, okay, nobody paid me money to say anything. I'm just really saying what I feel about the cars that I test. First of all, what I do like about the Neo Firefly is the fact that it really has a spacious, it's really spacious, and it is comfortable. Honestly, I love the seats. I just love that whole tubular environment space that they've actually created in the car. Really comfortable for the guys, not only for myself, but the guys in the back as well. And when it comes to driving and handling, really, as I mentioned, it has this PlayStation looking steering wheel, and it's really extremely nimble, really responsive, and I just love the way this car just drives and handles all those corners. And a really quiet cabin. Some cabins, when you drive an EV, you can actually hear a lot of road noise and stuff like that, but this one is really impressive in terms of how quiet the cabin feels. Of course, there's a lorry passing by me. That's right. In terms of delivery power, once again, excellent. I've tested tons of EVs, so maybe I've become numb to the way how EVs pick up. So to me, this is impressive as well in terms of how it delivers its power, especially because as one thing I'd like to mention as well, this car has different modes. It's got its comfort, it's got its eco mode, and it's also got its sports mode as well. So with all these different modes, it kind of allows you to cater to your different driving styles and how much of power you want in the car. And the other really impressive feature that I love about the Firefly is its really excellent turning radius. Honestly, this thing like turns on a dime. I was testing some turns and everything, making some U-turns and everything else, and this car has a really excellent turning radius, and really impressive. The other thing I love, of course, is the sound system. It comes with a Dolby Atmos sound system. I've been using Dolby Atmos for quite a while, so I was really impressed that this car actually had that system in it. So really great sounds while you're driving. And in terms of when you go over humps, this one I love as well. It takes humps like a champion, man. Seriously, I went over a couple of humps at quite a high speed, and really, the car really managed to absorb those bumps, which really kind of added to that comfortable ride, not only for me, but for my passengers as well. Okay, so those are some of the things that I love. I like basically about the Firefly. So now, unfortunately, the list of dislikes, it's pretty long. I call it my laundry list of dislikes about the car. And once again, all the opinions are all my own. All right, it's like I said, because as I drive cars, I really want to give you guys out there the idea of what I think about the car. First of all, I think the biggest thing about it is the price of it, which I really don't like. $170,000 for this car, and for what I'm getting out of it, I really think it's kind of pricey at $174,000. So that's again something that the guys at Neo kind of have to work out for themselves. Okay, and as I said before, when it comes to pricing, especially in Singapore's market where everybody's about, I pay so much, I want to get a lot, and that is really something you're not gonna get in the Firefly for the price that you're getting. So if you're talking about for the price in this price bracket, if you're gonna do a lot of comparison, you realize that actually there is quite a number of not say better offering, but in terms of things that you want to get out of the car, you can actually get a lot more as well. All right, and so the other feature, and I kind of tested the parking assist, and I'm really sticky about parking assist systems, especially when the car says that they can do it well. I wasn't really impressed with the parking assist on this car because I was passing by like empty slots a number of times. I did it a couple of times, and the car didn't actually detect the empty parking spaces. And I've tested other cars, and it was almost instantaneous. The minute it saw empty lot, the car did its thing. But that didn't really happen with the Firefly, so I was kind of disappointed on that as well. And the other thing, maybe like I said, maybe I've been spoiled with the number of cars I've been driving. So when it came to the instrument cluster in this car, this one has a really 6-inch small cluster, which I feel that, first of all, for the money I'm paying, I was expecting something more impressive. But you know, it's small and it didn't really give me enough information about the car, and it was really quite hard to maneuver with talking to find out the information that I wanted. And most of the information was basically on the other bigger screen, which, like I said before, to me as a driver, I really do not want to take my eyes off the road too much when I'm driving. I really want to concentrate, you know, my eyes up there, you know. And I really feel that with this instrument cluster, what they could have done was probably maybe included in a HUD, heads-up display, which would kind of project this information on top of the screen, so that way my attention wouldn't be really focused so much on looking at everything out here, but really right in front of me. Okay, so once again, this is a little something maybe in future models they probably could do as well. As I said before, I really don't want to be messing around too much on the screen, because a lot of the car control management systems are actually on the bigger screen, not here on the steering wheel, which I really would love all my controls to be. Okay, and the other thing accessing the car itself. A lot of the cars nowadays basically have this walk-away system where you have, as long as you have the key in your pocket, whether you're driving, whenever you're walking close or going away, the car will do an auto lock. But that's not the case here with the Firefly. You actually have a card. Let me just see if I can kind of pop it up and here, show it to you. So this is the card that you actually have to tap on the window to lock and unlock the car. Of course, there's the Firefly app that you can use to do it as well. But I'm just saying, you know, why make it so lechy, you know, for us to get in and out of the car, or to access the car? So I'm not a big fan of this whole card system, especially when I have to tap it on the mirror. And a really good question was brought up to me while I was bringing my pal out for driving this car. He said, "Hey, what happens if somebody go bang my mirror and I lose my mirror? How am I gonna lock my car?" A very good question. As I said before, you could probably use the app, but what if I didn't have the app? So that's kind of something else which I was kind of disappointed of. Okay, and I said before, when I said earlier in the part of the video as well, the range of this car is about 320 kilometers, WLTP standards. But what I felt was, when I'm driving it, even on my normal driving, even in eco mode, right, it seems to be using up quite a bit of a range. The numbers keep running quite fast, which is not usually the case when I've tested other EVs. I've got some pretty good mileage, pretty good range, but that doesn't seem to be the case with the Firefly. All right, I know it's a bit, there's really a lot of things that are kind of, like I said, my laundry list of things that I don't really, I kind of dislike about the Firefly, but it is what it is. Maybe down the road when they come up with newer models, we get better functionalities and stuff like that. Well, with that being said, that's all the time we have for right here on Revv Evolution's motoring segment. And of course, this is the review on the Neo Firefly. To find out more about Revv Evolution, whether it's about our cars, our lifestyle, don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. All right, till here for me again, this is Rene, signing off.